I've got another exercise here dealing with damage limitation. We've got a shot of Philip, which is, to all intents and purposes, unusable. He's reading most, if not all, of the lines. Happily, we've got Mark, who's reacting well and is there waiting to answer Philip's last speech. What can we save from Philip? Is there anything in his shot that's worth looking at? Or have we got to remain all the time on Mark and tighten everything down? Let's have a look at those shots. First of all, we've got Philip.
He represented his world, yesterday's world. He hated today. He hated now, where he was on his own, in pain, increasingly out of touch and out of control.
Progress goes hand in hand with nostalgia. The one produces the other.
And we've got two sizes of Mark shot. This is the first one.
He represented his world, yesterday's world. He hated today.
And this is the close-up.
He represented his world, yesterday's world. He hated today. He hated now, where he was on his own, in pain, increasingly out of touch and control.
Progress goes hand in hand with nostalgia. The one produces the other.
Well, I suppose the first thing to do is have a look at Philip and see whether anything is recoverable. Let's put it all down and see what we can do. The next thing we should do is put Mark's good reply to Philip's line here. Out of control, progress goes hand in hand.
Out of control.
So Mark's close-up, the only version of this, and find it.
Where he was on his own.
In pain, increasingly out of touch and control.
Progress goes hand in hand with nostalgia. The one produces the other.
Okay, let's put that down on the timeline. Lose the rest of the sequence and have a look at that.
Now, where he was on his own, in pain, increasingly out of touch and out of control.
Progress goes hand in hand with nostalgia.
So I think the only other speech which is acceptable is this first speech.
He represented his world.
Let's see if we can just get away with that. Let's go to Mark with the magazine as the cutaway.
He represented his world, yesterday's world. He hated today.
And let's put that on vision only, so I don't need any of the sound. And put that on. Let's have a look.
He represented his world, yesterday's world. He hated today. He hated now, where he was on his own, in pain, increasingly out of touch and out of control.
I think this has all got to go. I think we can keep up to...
He hated today.
He hated today.
He hated now.
Where he was on his own, in pain, increasingly.
This all goes and we go straight to...
Progress.
Out. Now the problem is it now leaves us with the jump down the line on Mark.
He hated today.
Progress goes hand in...
Can we make this edit work perfectly? It gives a couple of blinks there which might get us across. Let's try this.
He hated today.
Progress goes...
That's got to be tighter because he's got to have to come off a start that we're not so aware that there his face begins to flinch.
He hated today.
Progress goes hand...
Maybe one back.
He hated today.
Progress goes hand in hand.
Oh, is that all right?
He represented his world, yesterday's world. He hated today.
Progress goes hand in hand with nostalgia.
Still fiddling. Couple back.
He hated today.
Progress goes hand...
Now, is there anything I can do by rotating this around that will make this join from here to here any better? The only thing is that movement of the head coming up. Does that work any better? Let's just try it.
Presented his world, yesterday's world. He hated today.
Progress goes hand in...
That's looking a bit better. Again, wonder whether he could come off moving
He hated
quick.
today.
Progress goes hand in...
That's probably the best. Here it is again.
He represented his world, yesterday's world. He hated today.
Progress goes hand in hand with nostalgia. The one produces the other.
Let's have a look full frame.
He represented his world, yesterday's world. He hated today.
Progress goes hand in hand with nostalgia. The one produces the other.
I think that exercise has certainly lived up to its name in that we've limited the damage but certainly not cured it. I don't think that cut from Mark's mid-shot to his close-up works particularly well, but we've pushed it around and that seems to be the best we can get away with. Yet again in this exercise, the cure was to cut dialogue until you can get something which makes a tiny bit of sense, losing some reasonable lines, but in the circumstances that's all we could do. As always on the download, you've got the 3 shots involved, the 2 shots of Mark and Philip's shot, and indeed good and bad versions from me. Have a go at it, see what you can do. You might be able to squeeze another reaction or another line from Philip, who knows.